Welcome back to the channel, welcome to the Tabular Hills Walk, and this is a 50-mile route that goes from Helmsley all the way over to the coast at Scarborough, and it's meant to be a little bit of a sister route linking the Clevelandway back with Helmsley and making it a circular. I'm just going to do the Tabular Hills route, which will just take me all the way to the coast. Now, under normal circumstances I'd probably attempt to do this over 2 days, but I think because of the heat it's going to get into the late 20s, if not a little bit beyond that today. Just want to take it a little bit easier and not put myself under any particular time pressures, so I'm going to do it over 3 days. I'm going to wild camp. I've earmarked a couple of spots which I think might be suitable. We'll just wait and see when we get there, but no definite plans. And just making sure that I have plenty of water for cooking and drinking and stuff like that, so that'll be the main challenges, I think. But this track is lovely and just leaves Helmsley, and all of a sudden you're into open countryside and then this beautiful woodland. So I'm going to make the most of this. Certain spots it's providing a bit of shade as well, which is nice. So I've upped my hat game, I'm smothered in sun cream, I'm just going to enjoy this. And this is the benefit of the mini Sawyer water filtration system. That tube just fits on the top of most plastic bottles, so once I fill that up from a stream I can pretty much drink it through the straw, and I've got a decent water source. And the other thing I'm going to do before I forget is use these electrolyte tablets. Can't believe how much I've been sweating already. I'm going to lose a lot of vitamins and minerals through my sweat, and I need to replenish those. So I'm just going to put one of these tablets in there and let it dissolve. So I've been walking for about 3.5 hours now, and between Norton Tower and Skipland Grange there's an awful long stretch of road, but got off there and into some shade, into some woodland, and this seems like a decent place to stop. So I'm just going to have this sandwich, take 10 or 15 minutes just to ease off, just to catch my breath a little bit, and then I'm going to press on. I've got Fadmo, Gillamore after that, and then hopefully by tea time I'll be at Hutton Le Hole. So I just passed through Fadmo and I've got half a mile walk along this track all the way to Gillamore, and then I think I'll only be less than an hour away from Hutton Le Hole. So I made it to Hutton Le Hole in one piece, and I went into the Crown, got myself a sandwich and a pint of Diet Coke, and the staff in there were really good. They let me charge up my phone, they fill my water bottles for me, which is very good of them, so thumbs up for you. But I'm now looking for a wild camping pitch. I'm going slightly off track, so I'm not sticking to the Tabular Hills route. I'm going to go slightly north and slightly east of there, and a bit of local knowledge, I think there might be somewhere suitable. But like a good detective doesn't reveal the sources, a good wild camper doesn't reveal the location of the pitches. So I think in about an hour's time I should have arrived where I needed to be, and I'll take a look there and see if it's suitable. If not, I'll have to have another rethink, but certainly I have something in mind. And I'm pitched now, everything's inside the tent. And it's getting that time of the evening where I'm starting to think about food, so I think I'll get the stove on. So as you can see, I've tried to be as discreet as I possibly can. I'm pitched out of the way of most things. Hopefully can't be seen from here, and because the tent's green it's going to blend in with the rest of the landscape, so we'll take that for now. Just going to enjoy the last of the sun as well. So I did manage to get out a week or so ago, and me and my lad went for a wild camp together somewhere else on the North York Moors towards the east coast, and he had this macaroni cheese to eat. Tried a little bit and it was really good, so I've decided this is what I'm going to have to eat tonight. Looking forward to that. And I've got this cereal bar as well for afters. Probably have a kiwi fruit as well for starters. So just have a look at that. Real macaroni cheese. Let's see what this tastes like. Yeah, you can't go too wrong with macaroni cheese. Well, I certainly feel better for having a rest, having something to eat and something to drink. It's definitely perked me up a bit. And I've probably got about a good hour and a half's daylight left. See, so we're the middle of the year and such fine weather, that sun's going to take its time in setting. But it's just great to be out at this time of day and just having a wander and just listening to all the noises. I've seen 2 birds of prey whilst I've been here. One could have been some sort of kestrel. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. And then I've also seen an owl just come out of these trees here, and that was hunting. There's something there as well. You probably won't be able to see that. I'll try and get it in. But that's just following the course of the beck as it goes along the middle there. It's just great to be out. And get back to my tent in a moment. Just get myself comfortable. Read my Kindle for a bit. Have something else to eat, and then just hopefully just drift off into a good sleep, and I'll be up nice and early in the morning. I am thinking of completing this in 2 days. I've got so much time tomorrow in order to do it. It'll just depend what time I can get back to Scarborough and what train I can get back. But I don't want to push it. It's going to be another warm one. Not forecast as warm as today, but it will be quite challenging. Water's going to be an issue again. I may not stick rigidly to the Tabular Hills route. I'm actually thinking of deviating to Lockton, going to either the cafe or the hostel there and just replenishing with water. It's quite a challenge this time of year, and certainly when it's like this. So we'll just have to see how things play out. But I'm going to take it easy now, and I'll see you back in the morning. Best way to start the day, cup of coffee. I'm back on the coffee bags again with this 999 coffee. That did the trick last week, going for it again. Okay, there you go, that's where I was last night. Just some flattened grass. Nothing else to say that I've been here. Perfect. Walking back to day 2 of the Tabular Hills Walk, and didn't have a bad night's sleep. Took me a while to drop off, read for a while, and it didn't get dark till very late. In fact, I don't even think it got truly dark last night at all. I remember waking up around 2 o'clock and didn't need a head torch or anything like that. So and then this morning I was up around about 5, it was daylight then, and had a breakfast, the usual porridge, a cup of coffee, packed away, and now it's about 20 past 6 and just making my way back towards the official Tabular Hills route. I'm probably about a couple of miles out of the way, but not too bad because I'm actually running parallel to the route, so it's just a case of dropping down and back onto it and still heading generally in the same direction. And I was really fortunate last night, that stream, I used that water for drinking, and I used it this morning for cooking with as well. So filtered it and boiled it, absolutely no problems at all. So I'm just going to make my way off this heather now, pass through a couple of villages, back on the trail proper, and I'll catch up with you later. Okay, so that's the Tabular Hills route, and this is where I rejoin it towards the village of Crompton. And it's a good job that there's a path that borders the road, because back there isn't. Roads are quite narrow, verges are quite steep, and there's been a lot of lorries and general traffic coming along here, so it's just nice to get off that, just feel a bit safer. So it's about 9:10. I've been going nearly 3 hours. Starting to feel a little bit tired, so I'm going to stop, I'm going to make myself a brew, just relax for 5 or 10 minutes. I can feel a couple of hot spots on my feet that I want to take care of as well, so I'm just going to get the Compeed out and take a look at those. Yeah, it's going to be another scorching day. Definitely energy sapping, but I've got plenty of water, so I'm not too concerned at the moment. But I'm just going to relax for a little while. There hasn't really been a great deal to film. There was an awful lot of road walking towards Crompton and beyond, and then it just cuts through some beautiful woodland, but very little views to be had on either side, and didn't want to stop there because there were a lot of flies. Well, here there's a nice through breeze and it's just clearing them off, and I'm able to sit undisturbed. So I'm going to enjoy this for now, and then I'm going to press on and just see where I get to. Anyway, I've been in my own little world. I've been enjoying these views, and I've overshot my path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on this track, and then I'm going to pick up a parallel route that runs south alongside the Tabular Hills Way, and I'll rejoin somewhere around Levisham Station. And it's not too bad, is it? But it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But I am enjoying this today now. Now I've had something extra to eat and another coffee. I've perked right up, and this isn't too bad at all. But I just need to pay a little bit more attention to the map, because there's quite a few twists and turns. It's reasonably well waymarked, but it's not perfect, and you need to have your head on at times. So I'll be paying attention through this, and then hopefully I'll make a decision as to where I'm going to go from Levisham onwards. So I easily managed to get back on the path I needed to, and I picked it up and I took it all the way to Farworth, just passed through there where the old railway cottages are, and it crosses the North York Moors railway line. And a long time ago when I was at school, my school owned that cottage, bit of an outward bound thing. It certainly wasn't in as good a nick as it is now, that's for sure. No electricity, no running water, and I'm pretty sure they just had a gas bottle. But it was some years ago. Anyway, what I've decided to do is not follow the route exactly. I'm going to take a detour to Lockton. It's just important that I get something to eat and I replenish all my water stock, because I can't take a chance on the pub at Levisham being closed and not being able to eat or get any sort of water supply. So I'm going to deviate to Lockton. I definitely know there's a cafe there. I'm pretty sure it'll be open. And there's always the youth hostel as well, which is seasonal. I can always fill my water up there if all else fails. So I'm going to take this beautiful path through this farmland, and then I reckon I'll probably there within the hour. Yeah, it's 10 to 12 now. I reckon I'll easily be there by 1 o'clock. Unlucky boys, I'm having the last laugh today. This path goes around the outside of the farm. So I made it to Lockton, no problem at all. Only to find that the cafe is shut, and it shuts Mondays and Tuesdays. It's also the village shop as well, so resupply not going to happen. So I'm going to make my way to the youth hostel, just see if it's open, and at least if I could get a cup of coffee and just fill my water bottles up, I'll be happy with that. Fingers crossed. And unfortunately, it's a private youth hostel now. They only hide out for exclusive use, not taking guests, no access to food. You'll find it's locked. But what they do have is a water refilling station, which is absolutely fantastic. So I've got plenty of water. I've still got plenty of food in me, so although I'm a little bit disappointed that I can't buy a meal, I'm not too fussed. And they've also got some plug sockets as well, so I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, and I'm going to just charge up my phone and a couple of my electrics, have something to eat here for an hour, and then I'll get myself off. But at least it's something. Right, well, after that short detour from Lockton, I've eventually rejoined the Tabular Hills Walk. Rather than go to Levisham and the whole of Hawkham, cut all that off, went over the 169 to the Bridestones, kept to the right of the Bridestones, followed that path, and then as it looped back round, picked up the Tabular Hills Way. So got about 16 miles left to get to Scarborough. Now, I'm not going to do that today, but if I can bite off another big chunk, I'm pretty much inclined to do that. So let's just see where I get to. It's around about 4 o'clock, if not a little bit before. There's plenty of daylight, but this pack is really heavy. It's still got 4 litres of water in there, well, 4.5 litres, and it's starting to play havoc with my shoulders. So I'll just see where I get to, and if there's somewhere that looks like a reasonably good spot to stop, then I'll do it. So it's not a bad view for a lunch stop, and I'm going to take half an hour here. I'm going to cook up some food. I'm going to have beef stew tonight, and I just want to relax a little bit. I'm trying to be pushing it an awful lot, and I think I want to get at least another 5 or 6 miles done tonight before I set the tent up. So I'd rather have something to eat now that's going to fuel me, and then I can always have something else afterwards as well. So there you go, that's what I'm eating. Beef stew with pearl barley. Water's just about to boil. Put that in there, give it a stir, and wait 15 minutes. So I'm going to make the most of this view, and then I'll give you a taste test. I think I've had this before, and I think I had it when I was doing the Pennine Way. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to taste good. That's what it looks like inside. So not too appetising, but let's just give it a try. There you go. Yeah, that's good. Right, I'm going to smash this, put my kit away, get moving again. There's tonight's pitch. I wasn't going to spend too long looking for somewhere decent. I just wanted a flat piece of ground with some grass. This was far enough away from a road. I know it's on a path, but I think this time of night, by the time I'm leaving in the morning, there'll be no one else to see that I've been here. And no wonder I'm tired. I've done 24.5 miles today, and I'm really feeling it. So I'm not going to cook any food. I've got a couple of snacks I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I'm going to get straight to sleep because I am shattered. Okay, 6 o'clock. That's where I was last night. All packed up, ready to go. So I've just found this bench and we're going to have a little bit of breakfast. So I've been walking around about 50 minutes, something like that. Just going to get some breakfast now, and then I'm going to press on towards Scarborough because I haven't got far to go today, and already I'm clocking up the miles. And this place is lovely. Well, this is stunning here. Been a lovely walk this morning. I think on reflection, the Tabular Hills Walk is pretty good. It's not the best long distance footpath I've ever done. You also have to bear in mind that I think that it was designed initially to form a loop with the Clevelandway to bring you back to Helmsley. And if you are considering doing the Clevelandway and possibly the Tabular Hills, if you didn't do the Tabular Hills Walk, I don't think you will have missed out. I think the Clevelandway is a far better trail to do, and I also think that there are better crossings of the North York Moors than the Tabular Hills. I'm thinking particularly the lightweight walk, and one walk that I'm hoping to do next week, which is the Dale Walk, which will take me from Castleton to Whitby. Having said that, there are some really great bits. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself being able to camp, put a big shift in yesterday. No wonder I was knackered. And this is great, and I think the people who designed the Tabular Hills Walk have done a good job in utilising existing tracks, keeping road walking to a minimum. But you just have to bear in mind, especially back there, that there isn't a path that follows the road from Wrench Green to Mouthorpe Bridge. It's probably about a mile. The verges aren't particularly wide, and it's well used by traffic, so you just have to keep your wits about you. But other than that, it's been fantastic, and I'm so looking forward to hitting the coast. Can almost smell it. What an absolutely stunning end to the walk, and part of me wishes I was turning north and heading up the coast towards Whitby. Yeah, I've got to head into Scarborough and get my train. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know if you've done this route before, if it's something you're considering, and just let me know what you think in general. And finally, if you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, you'll get a heads up every time I upload a new video. I'm going to enjoy this all the way into Scarborough now. Grab a cup of coffee and then it's on to the train.